Hey, it's Nicola here, and welcome to this session 3 of the Money Mastery Fest, a series of live training sessions that are designed to help you to really perfect your money making mindset so that you can create more abundance in your life. And actually, right now, this evening, where I am in the UK, it's evening. It may be a different time for you, depending on where you are. We're not strictly going to be talking about mindset, actually. We're going to be talking about kind of some more action-taking things you can do, kind of practices that you can implement in your life, which will help you to attract more abundance, more money into your life. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the 3 playful money practices that will help you to thrive financially. And the reason I've put the Money Mastery Fest together and wanted to do these training sessions for you is because today, which is Tuesday 21st of March, yeah, it is, my brand new book, Money Mastery, A Guide to Creating Financial Flow and Being Your Most Abundant Self, is released on, it's available on Amazon via Kindle. So you can download it on Kindle. And for the first 48 hours that it's available, it is only 99p. Okay, so I wanted to make sure that as many people as possible got to access the content in Money Mastery in the book, because what I've done is I've basically pulled together all of the writings, all of the articles and blogs that I've written about money and how to make more of it over the past 3 years and collated them all together in this book. So it's packed full of content, and it covers both mindset and also some practical strategies, some really simple practical strategies which will help you to up-level your relationship with money, so that you can create more of it in your life. So go take a look. Like I said, it's on Amazon, Money Mastery, and it's available for just 99p today and tomorrow, Wednesday 22nd of March. So go grab it while it's got that special launch price. Anyway, let me move on to the content for this evening's session. And like I said, I'm going to be talking about and sharing with you 3 playful money practices that will help you to thrive financially. And the importance of these practices and kind of the more action-taking strategies that I'm going to be talking about tonight. And actually, you know, it's not kind of taking really hardcore action. They're quite subtle, but the importance of taking action in combination with the mindset work that I talk about is that actually the action you take can shift your mindset around money. So it can really shift you into a more abundant mindset. And the same goes that, you know, doing work around your mindset can also shift the action that you take. So you're taking more aligned, inspired action. So you get into this delicious upward cycle when you're combining kind of taking powerful action with making shifts in your mindset as well. So that's why I like to combine both practical aspects and also the mindset aspects of this work around money. I think it's important to cover both of them. So let's dive in and go into the first, excuse me, looking at my notes. I don't normally use notes when I'm doing a Facebook Live. I normally just kind of flow, and I thought, no, I'm going to do some notes, and that I keep looking at them, so excuse me for that. So I'm going to dive into the first of the money practices that I want to recommend to you. And the reason that I've said that they're playful money practices, and the reason that that's important, or I feel it's important, is that when we're thinking about money and when we're wanting to create more of it in our lives, you know, money can sometimes feel like it's got heavy energy, or you know, we may be carrying some limiting beliefs around money that is kind of stressful, or it creates anxiety, or, you know, you might be scared around money. I was talking about that earlier, how to release fear around money. So what we want to do is really lighten up the energy. We want to make our relationship with money playful and pleasurable, because when anything is playful and pleasurable, you're going to open up, you're going to feel more expansive, and it's far easier to kind of create abundance in your life when you're in that kind of lighter, playful, pleasurable energy. So everything I'm recommending to you tonight, they kind of come under that kind of playful approach. So the first practice that I want to recommend is to have a regular money date. So I talk a lot about this in my work, having money dates, and what I mean by a money day is to put aside some time regularly, either once a week or once a month, whatever feels good for you, to really make friends with your finances, basically. So a lot of us, and a lot of the women in my community, can tend to kind of have their head in the sands around money a bit, or not really want to look too closely at their finances, or just feel that the financial stuff is boring or complicated, or maybe you're just a bit scared of actually going there and looking at it. Or you might pass it over to somebody else because you really, you think there's other things that you want to focus on. You don't really want to be looking at the money stuff. So I want you to shift that approach and that belief that money has to be complicated or boring, or it comes at the bottom of the list. So a money date is really about shifting that. And the thing about a money date is that you put this regular time aside to look at your finances, and the intention is very strongly that it is playful, that it's fun, that it's pleasurable. Okay, so it's like, going on a date with a loved one, going on a date with your beau. And I want you, hey Tracy, good to have you here. I want you to really think about money in terms of the relationship you have with it, and really wanting to give your money some love and attention. Because if you think about the relationship you have with money, oh, thanks for the heart, like any other relationship you have, imagine if you were in a relationship with somebody and you weren't giving them any attention, you weren't giving them any time, you were thinking maybe that they were complicated or boring. They wouldn't really want to spend much time with you, and they would kind of probably walk out the door pretty quickly. And that's what can happen with money. If we're in this place of resistance and we don't really want to look at it, and we're kind of got our head in the sand, it's very difficult to attract more money into our lives. So this is the idea of having a money date, putting aside a time, and it doesn't have to be very long, 15 minutes once a week, kind of half an hour once a month or something. Like I said, whatever feels good for you, and you can experiment with this. And just like I said, set your intention for it to be pleasurable and fun. Okay, so the kind of things you can do on a money date are kind of track your income that's coming to you. So look at the past week, the past month, and look at how money's come to you, and actually keep a record of that. You can look at how much you have in different kind of accounts. If you've got different accounts, how much savings that you have, and kind of keep track of that. You can go through your expenses and actually look and say, okay, do I need to have these expenses going out? Are they for things that I need and want? So you may be able to do some decluttering there. And you may be able to kind of do some research and get certain expenses at a lower price. So that's one of the things that you can do during a money date. You might want to look at your financial goals, some money goals, like see how you're doing with existing goals, and decide kind of what action you want to take there, and maybe set some new goals. And again, I'll be talking about goals, money goals, more tomorrow. But it's really important that you have fun with those as well, and don't see them as some kind of heavy pressurizing thing. You can, if you have debts, you can look at your debts, get really clear on those and put together a plan to repay them. You may put together a savings and investment plan. The thing is, like I said, you want to make this playful and fun. Okay, so you might not want to do all of this in one go. If you're new to kind of spending time with your finances, break yourself in gently. Just say, right, I'm just going to put aside 15 minutes to look at this. I'm going to do what I can, and then I'll look at it again next week. Okay, so as I said, ease your way in. And once you get into the habit of doing this, it becomes it becomes a habitual thing, a really positive ritual that you actually enjoy. And in terms of making it enjoyable, you know, the kind of things that you can do, well, the kind of things that I do, I always have my money day every week on a Thursday morning. So I will kind of make a nice cup of coffee, I'll light a candle, I'll put some music on, you know, and make it a really pleasurable experience for myself and a really special experience. You know, it's all about making your money, making money feel special and loved. Okay, if you have it in the evening, you might kind of pour yourself a glass of wine, and you can do this. You can do this kind of as a couple. If you're in a relationship and you share your finances, you might want to have a joint money day. Now, for myself, because I run my own business, I have my weekly money day, and that's just for me. But probably every few months or so, myself and Mr. H, we will have a joint money date where we'll just kind of look at our finances and, you know, think about where we want to go in terms of money and look at our expenses and that kind of thing. And we'll do that together, and we'll normally kind of go out and have a drink and, like I said, make it a really pleasurable experience. So that is the first money practice that I want you to get into. That kind of money habit that I want you to get into is having a regular money date. And it's a deceptively simple thing. All of this stuff actually is deceptively simple, but it really helps to shift and up level your relationship with money so you can attract more of it. Okay, so tip number 2, the money practice, the second money practice I want to share with you is to create a play fund. Now, what I mean by this is something I recommend is any income that you get coming to you, that you divide it up into different pots. So you will have a pot for your kind of expenses, your everyday expenses, your monthly expenses. You have a pot for, sorry, talking about Mr. H, and that was just him ringing me. So I'm talking about money pots. So yeah, you'll have one for your expenses, one for your savings. I recommend having one for personal development, which you put aside for any kind of training or personal development that you want to do. I have one for personal development because I'm also all about personal development. So again, you want to make this personal to you. But the one I want to talk about this evening is a play fund. And that is about putting aside a proportion of your money, any income you get. And it is purely for stuff that is fun. So you are not allowed to spend your play fund on anything that is kind of sensible and boring. It's got to be stuff that brings you pleasure. So for me personally, I put aside 10% of my income, and that goes to my play fund. And I use that for things like, you know, going out for drinks, going out for dinner with friends, maybe going to spa days or kind of traveling. I use it for holidays. Those are the kind of things that I spend on my play fund. Or if I want to buy myself something nice, you know, if I want to buy myself like a nice kind of candle or some flowers or maybe kind of an item of clothing, I will use my play fund for that. So, yeah, sorry, got distracted by an email coming through. It's all getting distracted tonight. So the reason that a play fund is so powerful is, again, it helps to shift your relationship with money. So when we're kind of thinking that any money that comes to us is just going to go on expenses or maybe savings or repaying debts, then it's not very fun, it's not very expansive. And actually, kind of subconsciously, you might be thinking, well, what's the point of attracting more money? Because it's just going to go to all of this kind of sensible stuff. If you know that a proportion of any money you get is going to go to the fun stuff and to pleasurable stuff, again, subconsciously, and I'm all about working with the subconscious mind, but subconsciously, you'll be thinking to yourself, oh, it's actually be a really good thing to attract more money and create more money in my life because then I get to have more fun. You know, and again, it turns into this delicious upward spiral of abundance. So sometimes people say to me when I talk about these money pots is, oh, I'm not making enough. I can't divide my money up in that way. I completely get that. you know, I was the same when I first heard about this. I was like, I'm not sure. I'll wait and see how I get on at the end of the month, and then I might divide some money up into these money pots. What I found in my own experience and from working with clients is once you make the commitment to divide your money up in this way and to allocate it to these different pots, is that kind of magically you end up attracting more, because you're taking control of your money, you're being kind of more proactive, you're more empowered, you're putting yourself in a really powerful position, which helps you to attract more, particularly when you have this play fund. But if you don't feel that you can allocate all of your money in that way, just take proportion of your money and divide it up. So even if it's kind of like £10 a month that you divide up into these different pots, or, you know, £50 a month or whatever it is, but get into the habit of allocating at least a proportion of your money into these different pots, and definitely include a play fund. Okay, so that's tip number 2. Having your play fund. Tip number 3. Okay, the third money practice that I want to recommend to you, which will help you to thrive financially. I'm just going to answer a question. Tracy, are we talking virtual pots or physical pots or both? It's up to you. I mean, I have virtual pots because, like I said, any of my income that comes in, oh, hey, Lynn, I divide up into these different money pots. So I've got an online savings account and an online current account, and I can have different savings accounts within that I just kind of funnel the money off into. But you could definitely have a physical pot, you know, you could have a physical play fund that you can just dip into. Sorry, it's Mr. H trying to ring. Okay. Oh dear. You know, it depends what works for you, and it depends on the amounts as well. So the thing is, with all of these ideas that I'm sharing, you want to make sure that it works for you and that it feels good for you. But personally, I do it virtually. Okay, so the third money practice that I want to share with you this evening is to buddy up, have a money buddy. And what I mean by that is having someone or a group of people. And Tracy said, does Mr. H not know you are ours? I know, it's so unreasonable. I was going to message him and say, look, I'm going live at 8 o'clock, so don't ring me then, but I didn't. I just trusted, and look how that's ended. There you go. So tip number 3 is to have a money buddy or money buddies. So this is someone or a group of people that you share your money stuff with. Okay, so you share any stuff that's coming up around money for you. Hey Lorraine. So what I mean by stuff is any fears or doubts. You have someone you can talk to about that. You kind of share about your money goals and what you want to create in your life, and you work on it together. Now the reason for this is that many of us were brought up kind of not to talk about money. You know, particularly as women, sometimes it's seen as kind of a bit, trying to think of the right word, not particularly attractive to be interested in money. Okay, that's the kind of messages that we can receive, and very often wealthy women are perceived in a really negative way online and in the media. So we can tend to keep quiet about our money stuff and any kind of desire that we have to create more wealth in our lives. We're kind of brought up to be a bit secretive about it. So we keep all of this stuff hidden, we keep it to ourselves. And when we do that, I mean, one, if you have kind of fears or doubts that are coming up and you're keeping it all in because you don't want to share it, that can become toxic and actually end up kind of keeping you in a place of resistance and holding you back. And if you don't feel able to kind of talk about money and, you know, the goals that you want to create, you're kind of missing out on a huge element of support. You can be missing out on a lot of support there. So what I encourage you to do is to choose one person, or like I said, a group of people, a group of you can get together and actually start sharing about your money stuff, kind of bring it out of the closet and into the open. so that you are creating this more expansive, supportive, kind of free energy. Hi Paula, oh the lovelies joining me this evening, really love that. So this is something that I did when I first started focusing on kind of the money mindset work, which was about 3 years ago. But I think it's about 4 years ago that I got together with a friend. She also runs her own business, and we were just talking about money one evening, and we decided to kind of get together regularly to talk about it, to talk about any like limiting beliefs that were coming up around money that we discovered, and to also talk about our money goals. And it's really been one of the kind of key things that's helped me to create more abundance in my life, because it's so supportive to have someone that you can talk to about it. So I really encourage you to buddy up with someone and kind of have this money magic group, money supportive group, you know, even if it's just one person, or it can be a group, but it just helps again to really tap into that playful, pleasurable energy, which helps you to attract more abundance into your life. So that is the 3 money practices that I want to share with you this evening. The first is to have a regular money date. The second is to create a play fund, and you can only spend that money on stuff that's fun and pleasurable. And the third practice is to buddy up, to have a money buddy or buddies. Okay, so all of these things are designed to really shift and up level your relationship with money so you can attract more of it into your life. So I hope you've enjoyed those practices, and I'd be really interested to know which one or which ones of those that you're going to kind of implement in your own life, or maybe you do some of them already. And if you do, then let me know, comment below. As I said at the beginning of this live stream, today my new book, Money Munch, I don't know what I'm talking about, Money Mastery, has been released. It's available to download on Kindle. For the first 48 hours that it's been released, it's available for just 99p, or the equivalent price in whatever currency you are in, depending on what country you're in. So it's available today and tomorrow, Wednesday 22nd of March, for just 99p. And basically it brings together all of my work around money and money mindset from the past 3 years. And, you know, you can read the whole thing cover to cover and get a lot of value from it. But one of the intentions I have for the book is that it can be your personal money oracle. So you know, on any given day, you can just pick a page at random and trust that actually that's the message, that's a piece of the nugget of wisdom that you need to hear on that particular day, that the universe will guide you to whatever page you need to read on that day. So you can really have some fun with Money Mastery. So make sure that you head over to Amazon if this calls to you, and download your copy now for just 99p, Money Mastery. That would be fantastic. If you've got any questions about what I've shared this evening, then please do comment below the video and I will come back and answer those for you. And I will be back tomorrow with another 3 Money Mastery Fest live training sessions, all designed to help you create more abundance in your life. Now, let me see. Tracy, you're saying definitely 1 and 2. You're going to do the money date and the play fund. Fantastic. And what I would say is, if you're going to have the money date, if you're going to commit to that, book it in, schedule it into your diary now. Why not? And Lorraine, I buddy up with my husband each month as we plan it with holidays, life goals and works well. Yeah, exactly, Lorraine. So I was saying you can either do it individually or you can do it as a couple. That's absolutely fine. And that's kind of a combined money date and the buddying up. So I love that. You've got 2 practices in one there. And Tracy, my task tonight then, yes, go for it. All right then, my lovelies, thank you for joining me for tonight's session, and hopefully I will see you again tomorrow. Have a great evening. Bye.